Hello everyone and welcome to the Google Signage webinar. I am here with Mike Meyer. We both work for Cloudbakers, which is a cloud solution provider based in Chicago, Illinois. We also have an office in Denver, Colorado. We are using Hangouts on Air today, which is really exciting. The Cloudbakers team uses Google Apps for email, messaging, collaboration, and even webinars now. So we're really excited to have you here today, so thank you in advance for coming, and without further ado, let's get started. All right, so again, I'm Ashley Kellnoffer. I head up the marketing and sales side, which we like to call schmarketing. And Mike?
Hi everyone, my name is Mike Meyer. I am a cloud deployment engineer here at Cloudbakers. And I'm really excited to show you guys all about Chrome Signage.
Awesome. So I'm going to go through the agenda really quick. We're going to start out with what is Google Signage? Why should businesses and organizations use Google Signage? What are the tools you need to get started and continue using it successfully? And finally, we're going to go through exactly how it works, and we'll finish up with a live demo.
All right. Thanks, Ashley. So what is Google Signage? Google Signage is a digital signage platform built on top of Chrome OS. It's definitely an easier way to manage your signs than the traditional digital signage platforms that are out there. You can use it for all sorts of things, such as dashboards internally for your teams. You can use it for customer-facing signs, such as restaurant menus, or maps or schedules around your company's campus. Or you can use it even at event exhibits to make it easier for your sales and marketing teams who are going to be at the expos to just plug in one device and everything works.
So Mike, you're telling me that when we go to HIMSS in Vegas at the beginning of March, all I have to do is plug it in and I'm good?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so why use it?
So the reasons that you would use it are that you would use Google Signage over any other signage. Is to, first of all, digitally display information. So you can replace your analog signs, your paper signs, with a digital solution, which is much easier to update and to push out and reach your customers then. It has a low price point, so the entry price is very, very low for the hardware and for the licensing, much lower than most traditional signage solutions. And it works with any modern TV. It's really easy to learn how to use it. The software that Google includes to manage it is very simple, and the way that you manage it through the admin panel is also very easy as well. It saves you a ton of time, both the time in designing your scheduling and the time to push out that schedule to all your devices. It's a really easy way to have consistent branding and consistent messaging across all of your locations or throughout one entire location. And it's a really easy way to get your message in front of your customers faster. So the tools that you are going to need, I'm going to show you here what we have. All right, thanks, Ashley. So I have right here in my hand a Asus Chromebox. This is the traditional way to do Google Signage. These have been out for a couple of years now. Small box, plugs into a TV. You can mount it behind there. However, in the last couple of months, Asus has come out with another Chrome device here. This is the Asus Chromebit. It's a full Chrome OS computer, quad-core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and a 16 gig flash storage on here. It has an HDMI port in one end, and on the other end it has a USB port, and then also a place to plug in for an AC adapter. So this is a full Chrome OS desktop that you can use to run a Kiosk app through Chrome OS. Right. And then the other tool that we're going to be using today is going to be the Chrome Sign Builder, and then also the admin panel for Google Apps.
And we can't forget the cloud.
Yeah.
This is all possible because of the great cloud.
All right. So how it works is it is centrally managed through the admin panel. What that means is that you're going to be able to do all your settings changes in the admin panel and push them up through Google's Google Apps platform to all of your Chromebits. So the way you would do that is you create a schedule. That schedule gets pushed up to your Chromebit, and then the Chrome Sign Builder app that runs on the Chromebit as a Kiosk app when it boots up is always going to be looking for updates for new configuration files to download. So as soon as it receives that configuration file, it'll follow the instructions in it and display whatever website that you want. So anything that you can display in a Chrome browser, you can display on a Chromebit and Chrome Signage.
Awesome. So we are going to get started into the demo section. I think so far Mike has hit some great points about Google Signage. I think the biggest things to take away are the fact that it's easy to learn and it can be centrally managed, which not only helps you save on time, but it's also a low price point, so it should be pretty simple to get up and started and save costs throughout time. So now we're going to the demo section. The one thing I forgot to mention at the very beginning of the webinar is the question and answer portion. So if you are signed in with a Google Plus account, if you look up in the right-hand corner of your screen, there should be a little grid that you can click and see where you can ask a question. If you are not signed in with a Google Plus account, that's fine. I will have my email address up, ashley@cloudbakers.com, at the end of the presentation. So just jot down your questions and we will make sure to answer them afterwards. All right, so Mike, take it away.
All right, thanks, Ashley. So here on my screen right now, we're looking at the Google Apps admin panel. As soon, Ashley, can you switch the camera angle over? All right. So then we're, those of you who are super admins are going to be familiar with this view. We have, is it ready, Ashley? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So the other angle that we have here today is going to be our Chromebit. I plugged it into our computer monitor here, so that way everyone's going to be able to take a look and see the settings changes in real time. All right, so back to the admin panel. I'm going to show you how we can configure the OUs for managing our Chrome devices, so that way we can break it down into location or department or Chromebit function. And then I'll also take you through the scheduling setup to build a Chrome schedule. So let's go through here. So the first thing that we're going to do is enroll our Chrome devices just as we would any other Chrome devices. So webinar for another time though. So we already have our Chromebit here enrolled in our domain as a managed Chrome device. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into device management and then Chrome devices. And over here on the left we have our OUs. I already have an OU created for our existing Chrome devices. And so I'm going to create a new OU here. We're going to add a sub-organization. Just going to call this Chrome Signs. All right, there we go. So we have our new OU here for our Chrome Signage. We're also going to add another sub-OU here, and we're going to call this Chicagoland. So this is going to be for all our Chicago area locations. We can create another one if we wanted to as well under Chrome Signs. So that way we can manage our signage at our different locations differently. So we're going to add another OU. We're going to call this Denver for our other Cloudbakers office. And so the way that we have this set up now, we would be able to push out two different configurations then to each of these sub-OUs. Refresh here. Sorry, bear with us for a live demo. There we go, so it was created. So let's go back here to our device management. Actually, first what we're going to do is once you enroll a device, normally it will be placed right into the top level of your organization. So we're going to take our devices that we want to manage for Chrome Signage, and we're going to put this one in Chicagoland. All right, so now what we're going to do is go back to Device Management, Chrome Management, and then App Management. So the apps that we're going to want to install here is going to be the Chrome Sign Builder. So the way that you would set that up is once we go back here to Chrome, we're going to go into our device settings. And we're going to scroll down here to the Kiosk section. So the Chrome Sign Builder app runs as a Kiosk mode app, which means that when it launches, when the Chrome device boots up, the Kiosk mode app will launch right away without giving anyone time to log into the device, but it also means that there's no input required from those users. So let's look for Chrome Sign Builder. And we're going to add it. So we're going to click on Save. And now we're going to auto-launch our Kiosk apps. So we're going to choose Chrome Sign Builder. And we're going to enable device health monitoring and enable device system logs. It's going to give you a pop-up if this is the first time that you're doing it for this OU. You can just say, yes, you've notified your users, since there really won't be any users on these devices. Enable log upload. And then we're all set here. So now when this Chromebit reboots, it would automatically come up into the Chrome Signage kiosk. So let's go back to our Chrome device here. And we're going to go back to App Management. And now if I click on Kiosk, you're going to see that the OUs that we have here, that we have the Kiosk mode configured for this app. If we click into the app, we'll be presented with a few options here. We're going to configure the Kiosk options. Expand your OUs, find the one that you placed your devices in. So the Chromebit that we have already has already been set up in Chrome Signage. However, for our Chicagoland Chrome device, we'd go there, we'd override all these settings, save, and then we would also make sure here that it installs automatically, that we allow the Chrome Signage app to manage the power of the device, and then we're ready to upload our configuration files. All right, so let me take you through and show you the Chrome Sign Builder app and how we can schedule some signage. So when you go to the Chrome Web Store here, we can search for Chrome Sign Builder. Should be the first option that comes up, and you're going to want to install it. I already have it installed, so I'm just going to launch the app. And there's a video that plays at the beginning here. And so we're going to instead, let me clean this up a little bit here. There we go. So this is the sign builder. You can see here that on the right side we have a calendar here for days, weeks, and months. We can set our signage for any particular time of any day that we want. Over on the left side, we can create new schedules here. We can edit settings for the schedule, as well as create new ones. We have a help section here that links us to all the help articles that corresponds to the sign builder. And then the other thing that we have here is a collections. So in collections, what we're able to do is we're able to put in a name for a sign and then a URL for that sign. So this is a way that we'd be able to easily create a sign schedule then if we're creating multiple schedules and we're creating multiple different, we're adding multiple different signs to the schedule. We're not going to want to have to keep copying and pasting links each and every time. So I'll show you how this comes into play a little bit later. So all of these signs right now are hosted on our CDN here for our website. So let me go back to schedule. So we have a few of them available for us. Like I said, anything that is available to get to publicly on the internet with a link, you can use. So that means whether it's an image hosted on a website, whether it's a website itself, or whether it's a Google Drive document or presentation or slideshow. So we have a few things to show off here. So let me first create a restaurant schedule as an example. So our restaurant is going to be open from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. here, and we're going to be serving breakfast during that time. So I can start typing in breakfast instead of pasting in a URL, and you'll notice down the autocomplete shows me the URLs that I already threw into our collections. So I'm just going to click that. It'll paste in the URL for me, and I'm going to choose full screen here. And I'll show you the example a little bit later for a few different configurations that we have here for doing different zones. Our content duration is filled in automatically since we selected it and clicked and dragged in the calendar below there. And we're going to say that we want this to repeat every single day of the week. So our restaurant's open 7 days a week. I'm going to click Save. And now that'll throw in this schedule here every day forever. So if we go to month view, you can now see that it is always going to be displayed every single day. Let's go back to week. And let's say we're going to serve lunch now from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If I can spell it right. There we go. If we go back down here, you can see duration's already filled in. We're going to do this also daily. Save. And then our last one down here is going to be we're going to serve breakfast, or sorry, serve dinner until 9 p.m. Weekly. Actually, we want it daily. We're going to click Save. So that'll fill that all in for us. Now to export this schedule, we can go down here to export. However, something that we want to make sure that we do before that is go to edit the settings for our schedule, and we want to put in a default URL. So the default URL here will show up anytime that that there's nothing scheduled at that time. So that way the Chrome sign is never empty. You can put in your logo, you can put in a default schedule, you can put in anything that you want. So this way, anytime that you don't have a sign scheduled for that time, even if the Chrome bit is turned on and your Chrome signs are displayed, you don't have to worry if they won't be blank, because we don't want to show customers blank screens. So because it's afternoon here, it is 3:15, so we should expect our Chromebit to display lunch. So what we're going to do is we're going to export this. I'm just going to export that as restaurant example 2. As soon as you hit save, it'll take you to the admin panel, and it'll automatically load up the Chrome Sign Builder app and expand the kiosk settings for you. So it's very nice that it takes you right to where you need to go to set up the schedule. So we're going to go here to Chrome Signage, which is the one that we already have our Chromebit connected up to. And the default one that we have right now is showing up on the screen. Actually, if you want to show that here. So that's the default image that we're showing since there's no schedule right now for this Chromebit. So back to the admin panel here. We have our configuration. We can click on View here, and that'll show us the JSON file for the schedule that we were uploaded. If we go back, we can delete that out of there. We're going to upload a new configuration file. So we're going to use our restaurant example 2. Click on Open. It'll validate the file for you to make sure that it's saved in the right format. Then we're just going to click on Save. And then usually within about 10 seconds or so, if we flip back to our screen here, you'll see in a couple seconds that our restaurant sign will change. Right now we're serving lunch since it's not 4 o'clock yet, so we have American food up on the, an example of an American food restaurant here up on the screen. All right. So let me take you through and show you a couple other examples of like really cool things you can do with this. Since this Chromebit has a, see here, it's an ARM Mali T624 graphics card on there, you're going to be able to display all sorts of stuff, OpenGL and WebGL graphics. So let's go ahead and go back to the admin panel here. We're going to do an example here. So the quad Google logos. So remember before how I showed you in the Chrome schedule there that we have the ability to have different zones. Now when we switch back to our sign here, you can see here it's quicker than we can even switch it. And you can imagine
faster than my finger.
You can imagine if this was sitting over in California or something, it'd already be switched over. So it's really easy, really quick to manage this. Basically, since we have all these files stored up in our website, different links to each one, we have each of these broken down into a different zone. So we have upper left, upper right, and we have the screen settings set to 50% for each one. So let me take you through here and show you how that's done in the sign builder. So we're going to do a new schedule here. And the way I did this was I pasted in our URLs. So let's say, let's do lunch. We had it upper left. And then if you click on size, it'll give you the option of doing a percentage of the screen. So for the logos that are up there right now, I just did 50% by 50%. So that way we can break the screen into 4 locations. And as I said, those are stored on our website. So the other things that we can do here are if we get a presentation here, we can put up a presentation on the screen. Now, you'll notice here that as I've been configuring and pushing the upload file, you have to do this through the device settings. The only users who are going to be able to get to this device settings are going to be super admins. So either your super admins have to always be managing your Chrome Signage, or what you can do is you can tell your Chrome Signage to display a presentation, and then anyone that you give edit access to that presentation, such as your sales or marketing directors, would be able to then go in, edit that presentation, and make any changes to it, and as it loops through, they'd be able to see those changes. So I'm going to, actually my screen's up there, yep, perfect, all right. So we have our presentation example here. I'm going to go to share, and you can see my sharing settings right now are set to anyone with the link can view. So we have our secret Google link here to our document. I'm just going to copy that. And we have Ashley now set as an editor on this document. So back into our Chrome Sign Builder here, I'm going to create a new schedule. I'm going to paste in our presentation URL. And you'll notice here that down below we get Open Advanced Drive Configuration. This gives us extra settings here because it knows that the link that we pasted into the Chrome Sign Builder is a Google Drive link. So we're going to start the presentation automatically. We're going to loop presentation again and again. And we're going to say, yes, hide the player controls, and let's make each slide 5 seconds. Going to hit done. We're going to say show forever. And then we're going to automatically reload the URL, let's say every 30 seconds, just in case anyone makes any edits. We're going to hit save, and that'll come in there. So now let me go ahead, and I have this already made up in our admin panel here. We're going to back to our Chrome Signage. We're going to delete what's there, upload a configuration file, and the one that we are doing here is CD Slides Presentation. So let's say open, and I'm going to click on save. And Ashley's going to show our screen here.
We set it to, I guess, like refresh every 30 seconds.
Yep. So that way, if any new slides get added, then they'll be displayed and thrown up there in the slideshow here. So you can see here now that it is set to 5 seconds each, and it's going to be scrolling through this. And now let me go back in here to the slideshow itself. You'll see that we have 4 slides right now. So Ashley is going to go ahead and add a new slide, just as she would if she wanted to change the content of our sign here. Let's see what she wrote. Right. Ashley was here. All right, let's make. You know what? Let's make this really big. Let's go 48. All right. So now go ahead and turn back to our sign here, and it's still scrolling through, and it beat us to it.
Once again.
So you'll see here as it scrolls through each of the slides we have that as we made a real-time edit to the presentation in Google Drive, that edit was then picked up by Google Drive and by the Chrome Sign Builder, and it was thrown into the slideshow that we have here. So as it cycles through again, remember this green one was the last one we had before, Ashley's sign comes up immediately right after that. So it's super quick to make any changes and really easy to give other people access if you wanted to use a Google slide to control that. All right, so let's go back and let me show you a few other really cool things you can do with it here. So other than using it for a boring slideshow, what we could do is we can have a live dashboard up there. So for instance, let's use a Google Trends dashboard here. I'm going to click on Save. And now within a few seconds, it'll start pulling in all the hottest searches from Google right now. So it looks like a lot of them have to do with politicians, since last night was Iowa. So all right, let's go through and let me throw up another one here. So this is a website that we're displaying right now. You can view this this link in your web browser just as you're viewing it on here. So it essentially gives you a full screen browser without any user interaction or needing to click on anything. Anything that displays WebGL or OpenGL graphics, we can also throw up there. So let me go ahead and upload a new one here. And within a few seconds, we should have it display up on the screen. There we go, perfect. So you'll notice here, this is the Kaspersky Cyberthreat dashboard that they have on their website. And you can view this in your browser, but you can see here easily how smooth the graphics run for it being an 18-watt computer. So it's probably going to be pulling even less power than the display that you're plugging it into. Let's throw up a few other things on here. So let's do let's say we wanted to have a few YouTube videos. We could create a schedule with a YouTube video in there or a YouTube video playlist. And when we upload that, our Chrome sign will grab those YouTube videos and start playing them. So within a few seconds here of me uploading that new configuration, we have YouTube starting. You can't hear it, unfortunately, since our monitor is very, very quiet. The speakers are very small. But if this was plugged into a full-size TV with built-in speakers, you'd be able to easily hear the video that's playing.
Very cool.
So let's go here, and we're going to go, let me show you a few other ones here. So let's say that you wanted to do an internal dashboard for your DevOps team here. Anything that we can display on a website, we can display in Chrome Signage. So we'd be able to have this sitting up on a wall, and we'd be able to be monitoring our servers, monitoring our web traffic in real time. So clicked on Save there and uploaded it, and now our dashboard is loading up here. So you can see here we have our server pings, we have our app upstream percentage time, we have our web traffic displayed below there. So you can have any sort of dashboard that you want. Maybe we want a different kind of dashboard. So let's choose a BizDev dashboard here that'll show us our business numbers. So these are obviously fake right now. We pulled these from a few different examples off the internet, but these are all just different things that you can do with Chrome Signage. So this would be examples of having an internal sign, something that's in an area that only your employees would be accessing. So we can display live information based on all of our current business numbers, our revenue, our recurring revenue, our churn rate, and we'd be able to have this thrown up in the sales part of the office and have everyone be able to keep up with the current trends. All right, so that's it. That's Signage. It's really easy to do, really easy to configure, and really quick to push out updates. Anything that you can display on a website, you're going to be able to throw up on the Google site.
All right, thanks, Mike. That was awesome.